call Jason Ritchie.
Calling Jason Ritchie iPhone.
Hey, I went to Bearcats TV and I don't see it as a feature. And I know it was there last Friday. No, that was the new one. Well, and I don't know if I'm broadcasting right now because I can't. I think I am. No. All right.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
I'm Tegan Mason.
I'm Carson Hamill.
I'm Andrew Odden.
On behalf of Mason Ox Ranch.
From everyone here at Odden Charlet.
And on behalf of the Scattered Star Ranch.
From our family to yours.
From the Phillip community, I just want to say thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you, the consumers.
We thank you for choosing beef.
Thank you for choosing beef.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
I'm Tegan Mason.
I'm Carson Hamill.
I'm Andrew Odden.
On behalf of Mason Ox Ranch.
From everyone here at Odden Charlet.
And on behalf of the Scattered Star Ranch.
From our family to yours.
From the Phillip community, I just want to say thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you, the consumers.
We thank you for choosing beef.
Thank you for choosing beef.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money. At Thrivent Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more. For your family, church, and community. Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford Health in Webster, call 605-588-3186.
Life's an adventure filled with excitement, challenges, and achievement. Farmers Union Insurance can provide you the safety net to keep you moving toward your goals and enjoying life's rewards. With multiple locations across the state, Farmers Union Insurance agents provide quick quotes and professional services you deserve. Since 1948, Farmers Union Insurance has focused on insuring the people of South Dakota. From the most remote quarter section to the busiest intersection, Farmers Union Insurance, insuring a brighter tomorrow.
January is a great time to take a look at a brand new Buick from Dave Haler Automotive in Webster. We've got 0% interest for up to 72 months on the 2019 Buick Enclave, Buick Envision, and the Buick Encore. We got a great selection of these vehicles, so come take a look. Also, if you have a GM card, check your statement for extra earnings this month. Dave Haler Automotive, East Highway 12 in Webster, on the web, halerauto.com.
The Galley Hotel Bar and Grill is on Highway 12 in Webster. Comfortable non-smoking rooms and their steakhouse and bar are open 7 days a week with the grill opening daily at 5 p.m. Daily specials and popular Wings Wednesdays with over 14 sauces with traditional bone-in or boneless wings. Thursdays feature Chislick special night and their slow-cooked prime rib is served on Friday and Saturday nights. Check them out on Facebook or call 605-345-9989 for reservations.
Partnering with champions. RDO does that. Whether it's on the farm, the football field, or in the backyard, RDO prides itself on partnering with champions. For over 100 years, John Deere has been a champion of building the finest compact tractors available. Let RDO Equipment Company be your compact tractor sales and service champion. Plus, with 0% financing available, there's never been a better time to purchase your next compact tractor. Don't miss your chance to discover the RDO Equipment Company difference for yourself. Visit RDOequipment.com to find a dealer near you.
At A&W, it's called the original Bacon Double Cheeseburger because we invented it. You're welcome, world. 100% U.S. beef, crispy hickory smoked bacon, invented and perfected here. Not to mention, it's just better with made fresh A&W root beer. At participating restaurants, prices may vary. Tax extra. At A&W,
winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money. At Thrivent Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more. For your family, church, and community. Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
We're missing a name tag.
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford Health in Webster, call 605-588-3186.
Life's an adventure filled with excitement, challenges, and achievement. Farmers Union Insurance can provide you the safety net to keep you moving toward your goals and enjoying life's rewards. With multiple locations across the state, Farmers Union Insurance agents provide quick quotes and professional services you deserve. Since 1948, Farmers Union Insurance has focused on insuring the people of South Dakota. From the most remote quarter section to the busiest intersection, Farmers Union Insurance, insuring a brighter tomorrow.
January is a great time to take a look at a brand new Buick from Dave Haler Automotive in Webster. We've got 0% interest for up to 72 months on the 2019 Buick Enclave, Buick Envision, and the Buick Encore. We got a great selection of these vehicles, so come take a look. Also, if you have a GM card, check your statement for extra earnings this month. Dave Haler Automotive, East Highway 12 in Webster, on the web at HalerAuto.com.
The Galley Hotel Bar and Grill is on Highway 12 in Webster. Comfortable, non-smoking rooms, and their steakhouse and bar are open 7 days a week with the grill opening daily at 5 p.m. Daily specials and popular Wings Wednesdays with over 14 sauces with traditional bone-in or boneless wings. Thursdays feature Chislick special night, and their slow-cooked prime rib is served on Friday and Saturday nights. Check them out on Facebook or call 605-345-9989 for reservations.
Partnering with champions. RDO does that. Whether it's on the farm, the football field, or in the backyard, RDO prides itself on partnering with champions. For over 100 years, John Deere has been a champion of building the finest compact tractors available. Let RDO Equipment Company be your compact tractor sales and service champion. Plus, with 0% financing available, there's never been a better time to purchase your next compact tractor. Don't miss your chance to discover the RDO Equipment Company difference for yourself. Visit RDOequipment.com to find a dealer near you.
At A&W, it's called the original Bacon Double Cheeseburger because we invented it. You're welcome, world. 100% U.S. beef, crispy hickory smoked bacon, invented and perfected here. Not to mention, it's just better with made fresh A&W root beer.
They wonder how we can pronounce and spell those. Oh, you have any trouble with that? We got a lot of them. Did I ever tell you the story when the first time I asked?
At participating restaurants, prices may vary. Tax extra. At A&W,
winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money.
Don was a chef.
At Private Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal.
Married, yes.
Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more.
But anyway,
for your family, church,
Frank
and community.
Seiler was the superintendent.
Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
And my dad kind of...
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford Health in Webster, call 605-588-3186.
Of course, we went over to Frank Seiler's house because I was good friends with his
Life's an
daughter.
adventure filled with excitement, challenges, and achievement. Farmers Union Insurance can provide you the safety net to keep you moving toward your goals and enjoying life's rewards. With multiple locations across the state, Farmers Union Insurance agents provide quick quotes and professional services you deserve. Since 1948, Farmers Union Insurance has focused on insuring the people of South Dakota. From the most remote quarter section to the busiest intersection, Farmers Union Insurance, insuring a brighter tomorrow.
January is a great time to take a look at a brand new Buick from Dave Haler Automotive in Webster. We've got 0% interest for up to 72 months on the 2019 Buick Enclave, Buick Envision, and the Buick Encore. We got a great selection of these vehicles, so come take a look. Also, if you have a GM card, check your statement for extra earnings this month. Dave Haler Automotive, East Highway 12 in Webster, on the web, halerauto.com.
The Galley Hotel Bar and Grill is on Highway 12 in Webster. Comfortable non-smoking rooms and their steakhouse and bar are open 7 days a week with the grill opening daily at 5 p.m. Daily specials and popular Wings Wednesdays with over 14 sauces with traditional bone-in or boneless wings. Thursdays feature Chislick special night and their slow-cooked prime rib is served on Friday and Saturday nights. Check them out on Facebook or call 605-345-9989 for reservations.
Partnering with champions. RDO does that. Whether it's on the farm, the football field, or in the backyard, RDO prides itself on partnering with champions. For over 100 years, John Deere has been a champion of building the finest compact tractors available. Let RDO Equipment Company be your compact tractor sales and service champion. Plus, with 0% financing available, there's never been a better time to purchase your next compact tractor. Don't miss your chance to discover the RDO Equipment Company difference for yourself. Visit RDOequipment.com to find a dealer near you.
At A&W, it's called the original Bacon Double Cheeseburger because we invented it. You're welcome, world. 100% U.S. beef, crispy hickory smoked bacon, invented and perfected here. Not to mention, it's just better with made fresh A&W root beer.
The governor of Minnesota apparently told their schools to learn that you have a choice.
At participating restaurants, prices may vary. Tax extra. At A&W,
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money. At Thrivent Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more for your family, church, and community. Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford Health in Webster, call 605-588-3186.
Life's an adventure filled with excitement, challenges, and achievement. Farmers Union Insurance can provide you the safety net to keep you moving toward your goals and enjoying life's rewards. With multiple locations across the state, Farmers Union Insurance agents provide quick quotes and professional services you deserve. Since 1948, Farmers Union Insurance has focused on insuring the people of South Dakota. From the most remote quarter section to the busiest intersection, Farmers Union Insurance. Ensuring a brighter tomorrow.
January is a great time to take a look at a brand new Buick from Dave Haler Automotive in Webster. We've got 0% interest for up to 72 months on the 2019 Buick Enclave, Buick Envision, and the Buick Encore. We've got a great selection of these vehicles, so come take a look. Also, if you have a GM card, check your statement for extra earnings this month. Dave Haler Automotive, East Highway 12 in Webster, on the web, halerauto.com.
The Galley Hotel Bar and Grill is on Highway 12 in Webster. Comfortable non-smoking rooms and their steakhouse and bar are open 7 days a week with the grill opening daily at 5 p.m. Daily specials and popular Wings Wednesdays with over 14 sauces with traditional bone-in or boneless wings. Thursdays feature Chislick special night and their slow-cooked prime rib is served on Friday and Saturday nights. Check them out on Facebook or call 605-345-9989 for reservations.
Partnering with champions. RDO does that. Whether it's on the farm, the football field, or in the backyard, RDO prides itself on partnering with champions. For over 100 years, John Deere has been a champion of building the finest compact tractors available. Let RDO Equipment Company be your compact tractor sales and service champion. Plus, with 0% financing available, there's never been a better time to purchase your next compact tractor. Don't miss your chance to discover the RDO Equipment Company difference for yourself. Visit RDOequipment.com to find a dealer near you.
At A&W, it's called the original Bacon Double Cheeseburger because we invented it. You're welcome, world. 100% U.S. beef, crispy hickory smoked bacon, invented and perfected here. Not to mention, it's just better with made fresh A&W root beer.
was Joel, I was back there about a month ago. Stopped there and got a should have got some of that spread.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff's good.
At participating restaurants, prices may vary. Tax extra. At A&W,
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money. At Thrivent Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more. For your family, church, and community. Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
It did go up. I don't remember what we quoted you last time.
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford Health in Webster, call 605-588-3186.
Life's an adventure filled with excitement, challenges, and achievement. Farmers Union Insurance can provide you the safety net to keep you moving toward your goals and enjoying life's rewards. With multiple locations across the state, Farmers Union Insurance agents provide quick quotes and professional services you deserve. Since 1948, Farmers Union Insurance has focused on insuring the people of South Dakota. From the most remote quarter section to the busiest intersection, Farmers Union Insurance, insuring a brighter tomorrow.
January is a great time to take a look at a brand new Buick from Dave Haler Automotive in Webster. We've got 0% interest for up to 72 months on the 2019 Buick Enclave, Buick Envision, and the Buick Encore. We got a great selection of these vehicles, so come take a look. Also, if you have a GM card, check your statement for extra earnings this month. Dave Haler Automotive, East Highway 12 in Webster, on the web, halerauto.com.
The Galley Hotel Bar and Grill is on Highway 12 in Webster. Comfortable, non-smoking rooms, and their steakhouse and bar are open 7 days a week with the grill opening daily at 5 p.m. Daily specials and popular Wings Wednesdays with over 14 sauces with traditional bone-in or boneless wings. Thursdays feature Chislick special night, and their slow-cooked prime rib is served on Friday and Saturday nights. Check them out on Facebook or call 605-345-9989 for reservations.
Partnering with champions. RDO does that. Whether it's on the farm, the football field, or in the backyard, RDO prides itself on partnering with champions. For over 100 years, John Deere's been a champion of building the finest compact tractors available. Let RDO Equipment Company be your compact tractor sales and service champion. Plus, with 0% financing available, there's never been a better time to purchase your next compact tractor. Don't miss your chance to discover the RDO Equipment Company difference for yourself. Visit RDOequipment.com to find a dealer near you.
Later, 393.
at A&W, it's called the original Bacon Double Cheeseburger because we invented it. You're welcome, world. 100% U.S. beef, crispy hickory smoked bacon, invented and perfected here. Not to mention, it's just better with made fresh A&W root beer.
Plankington, Winter, Philip Wrestling.
I think we should have it this year more. I think we're going to use good investment.
At participating restaurants, prices may vary. Tax extra. At A&W,
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game that counts. If your values tell you the same, let's start a new conversation about money. At Thrivent Financial, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. Because it's not just about making more, it's about doing more. For your family, church, and community. Call Webster Thrivent Financial today at 605-345-3635.
Even simple tasks of everyday life can be overwhelming after an illness or injury. When you're facing physical challenges, physical therapy services at Sanford Health can provide the extra support you need. Our integrated team will help you regain your mobility and strength, getting you back to daily activities as safely as possible. We will focus on your recovery so you can get back to feeling more like you. To make an appointment at Sanford
All right, gentlemen, 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and stand and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We have a motion to approve the agenda with 2 amendments. In item D, approving contracts, we'll have number 10, Lana Schmidt as a part-time food service, and item I, the COVID-19 Sentinel surveillance testing of K-12 school staff estimates. That's a mouthful. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented with those 2 amendments?
So moved.
Thank you. Marty, second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public communications? None. Conflicts disclosure. It's now that annual time of the year where we all have to fill out our annual conflicts. I've done a conflict disclosure that I've provided every year. It does not change. Jim Block has a conflict disclosure that he has provided. Marty has his conflict disclosure that he has provided, the same as years past. Any other conflicts that are known, Joel, Aaron, or Larry? If not, do I have a motion to approve the conflict disclosures, and can I do that all in one motion?
Yes.
Of Tom Sanis, Jim Block, and Marty Luenga?
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second? Second. Thank you, Aaron. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the minutes of our regular meeting of July 13th. I can do all minutes, so it can be July 13th and our special meetings of July 20th and July 27th.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second? Second. Thank you, Aaron. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion to approve the financial statements.
So moved.
Thank you, Larry. Second?
Second.
Discussion? Looked them over, Lori, and everything seems to be running pretty good. I didn't see anything that jumped out. Starting the year out, looks good.
That was on the, is this where on the electricity on the armory and the school? Is there a typo there? On the, you got 7494 units.
Armory, electricity.
You know, where we compare
Right?
each month from 19 and 20,
Yeah.
2020.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let me tell you, that's the I should not have put that number, that's the number they have. And then the next month, they go back and correct it. I should have just left that blank, and they can't figure out what that issue is.
Oh, I thought, man, that's just.
Yeah, that's the number they have in there, and then I should have just left it blank, because then the next month when I get the statement, then it's, yeah.
I thought maybe they lowered the rates.
Yeah, because the amount is about equal, but I mean, yeah,
the
it's
rates,
clearly,
like,
they're
whoa.
double on the
We
usage
got a
there.
break here, then,
But the rates are still, I mean, our numbers are still good in accordance where we've
Yeah.
been.
It's just that it add up.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just some little glitch that we have on that one account, and they can't figure it out, so I should have just left that blank, because next month they'll correct it, and it'll be back to the right number.
Any other discussion on the financials? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Larry. Discussion?
Big month.
Ouch.
Yeah. We're gonna have I didn't look at the revenue side of it very closely, but are we gonna have the revenues to
Yep. Right now, yep, we're okay right now. And then some of this, you know, as it goes out, some of this is the CARES Act. And so
Sure.
then I will send in reimbursement claims and get some of that reimbursed.
You noted CARES on there, I see.
Yep.
Yeah, because for all of this federal, like the CARES Act, all of this federal stuff, and even like the COVID, if you'll notice in the expenditure reports coming up, I am tracking all of them separately. So like the CARES Act, I've gotta be able to show the state that this is exactly where we spent it, and I gotta make sure it matches codes. Then for the COVID stuff that we're just purchasing that we didn't have, that's an extra cost to us, but is not a federal fund. I'm just gonna also expense those differently, so then if, you know, like this gears thing comes through or whatever, I can just go and pull those accounts and say, okay, we spent this extra. So the expenditure reports will be a little longer, but
I noticed on the busing bill, looks like we're paying for a little detour around the Grenville grade. That should hopefully be fixed next month, and then want to make sure that that goes back to normal.
How about, and I don't know if I'm saying the word right, Apogee?
Apogee.
Apogee, the website conversion, how's that been going? Good or?
It's going well. It's a long process. We're what do you call it, not navigating, but translating or transitioning a lot of documents over. I believe Tammy's got most of the policy manual transferred over. We're working on a few other things. They did show me how to do some notifications. We haven't trained him on it, and I'm not up enough to do notifications, so I'm still doing those through Infinite Campus. So I would assume that we could probably see something within the next month.
Happy with the contractors? I mean, are they doing good?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's gonna be, for your mobile users, they're going to really, really like it, because it's an app. You basically can click on it. I think it'll be a very useful tool.
Is it completely live right now, or is it?
No.
It's not, so.
There's no changes.
No, I think the goal was at the end of the month.
Yeah.
wasn't it, or-
I don't remember the exact date, but.
End of August or early September.
Okay.
Is that paid in full now?
it will be when we send the check tomorrow.
We haven't seen our product, but it'll be paid.
Correct.
We had to do that intentionally to save some money.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, anything else on the claims? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the handbooks for the 2020-2021 school year.
So move.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Larry. Discussion?
The high school handbook was very minimal for changes, some grammatical things, dates, meal prices. That was pretty much it. You and I had some discussions. I don't think there was anything
Right.
else.
Yeah, and for the elementary, I didn't have a whole lot of changes too, but if you saw, I kind of highlighted just the minimal changes that we had, so it wasn't a whole lot.
What I do every year on my end is I keep a Post-it note or notes on the front of the handbook. There's a policy that I feel we need to adjust, or something that's not quite addressing an issue that we're dealing with. I always have that in place. I didn't have anything on the notes this year. Maybe it's because we got out in March or something, I don't know, but I didn't have any notes this particular year.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve out-of-district busing agreement.
So move.
Second? Thank you, Larry.
Second.
Discussion?
This really is just a formality. State law requires that districts who go to a municipality outside of their district have an agreement with the other district or the district that's losing students or they're departing their students as to a location, a safe location. If you recall, last year Summit requested that of us. We actually denied their request and don't have the legal authority to deny it. We can only have authority as to where the location can be. We do this with Langford because Langford comes into Roslyn, which belongs to our district. We go into Eden, which belongs to their district. We also do this with Wabae. And then I do an agreement where I send the letters to each of the districts and say that this is a reciprocal agreement. And so I did send one to Summit this year, so he put it on his letterhead and returned it, so.
I guess I have a problem with it. They're driving, you know, the other ones that you mentioned touch our district. They're driving through another district to get to our district, and I will not vote for this. Just my personal opinion.
This one isn't particularly with Summit, though. This one is just with Langford, correct, Lori? What was in the
No,
packet?
this is
This is Summit.
I only have
Yeah,
one
this is
letter,
Summit.
Mr. Block.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
with
there's
Summit.
only
I don't
one.
have letters from the other two.
Yeah.
All right.
It is, last year, we did not accept the letter, and then we got advised by the state of South Dakota that was illegal. We have no choice. We have to accept the letter. So kind of makes it silly that they make us approve something that we have no choice on. But I think it's perfectly acceptable for us to vote 4-1, 3-2. We can even vote no. But the state of South Dakota and the Department of Education will kindly let us know again later on, and I'm more than happy to work with Jim on those emails if Jim gets a nasty gram from the state of South Dakota again, if that's how the board votes. So that's just the way it is. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor, say aye. All right. All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
All right. Jim, get an email. Motion fails. Who says we don't have something fun to have for the paper every week, John? Fight the power. All right.
I don't like being told what to do and then they don't fund us.
I'm good with that. I'm gonna vote for you for governor. All right, so I'm gonna make sure the resignations, we need to do these as single line items, so there's gonna be a few motions, if you can just bear with me to make sure I don't lose track of that. Just getting to my notes. All right, motion to approve the resignation of Vanessa Bloom, junior high volleyball coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Larry.
Second.
Thank you, Joel. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the resignation of Christian Mader as assistant girls basketball coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Marty. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Larry. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the contract for Alexis Gertis, elementary teacher.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
How much experience does she have?
Alexis has 3 years teaching 6th grade at Summit.
And where will she be fitting in here?
5th grade.
Fifth
here.
grade.
We, Amber Lesnar moved to 2nd grade.
Okay.
So then she'll be taking Amber's spot at 5th grade.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Morgan Dorsett as junior high football coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Aaron. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Marty. Discussion?
Is that head junior high?
There's no head.
There, okay.
There's just 2 junior high coaches.
Got it.
Thank you, Adam. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Morgan Dorsett as assistant girls basketball coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Marty. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Aaron. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Darlene Dulitz as part-time art teacher.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Are there any questions regarding how we did that, or?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Sharon Johnson as part-time art teacher.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Marty. All in favor, oh, excuse me, discussion? I just will say this. This is a good job with people in the district trying to help you out, or help the district out when we were trying to find an art teacher. Thank you to Mrs. Dulitz and to Sharon Johnson coming forward to us with solutions. I think this is a really good opportunity for Webster, and I mean, we really got lucky with how these two ladies are stepping up, and both are retired and willing to come back, and this is a great thing for Webster, so thank you very much on behalf of the school district. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Adam the Beast Mines, it actually says that, the Beast in the notes here, Adam, for assistant football coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Marty, any further discussion?
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam. What kind of defense are we running this year?
Small.
I've got it down to 1 of 3.
Don't give your secrets away.
Yeah. Swarm deep. The more power, Craig. Careful.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Wade Roush as head football coach.
So moved.
Thank you, Marty. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Larry. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Motion to approve Eric Coyne as head girls basketball coach.
So moved.
Larry, thank you. Second, Marty, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Amy Knutson as assistant volleyball coach.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second, Aaron. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve Lana Schmidt as part-time food service. And that one is at $11.15 per hour, not in your notes there.
So moved.
Thank you, Marty. Second?
Second.
Thanks, Larry. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, motion to approve the 2020-2021 negotiated agreement.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Marty. Discussion?
I got one comment, and not on that, along with it. We have a lot of, this is a great thing, we have a lot of local people that are stepping up to coach and everything, and as you know, I mentioned before, separating coaching contracts, teaching contracts. I don't know if that's something for the future we can discuss, but just a comment I have. Rather than that, I'll be getting more of the local people that are on the staff.
Okay. Any further comments? I just think it's important to note it was, I think we had a good result to this year's negotiations. I hope the staff knows that, I mean, the board is all about building a long-term view of our school district, investing in the future. These are difficult times, and we hope that everybody understands that we can work together and come up with some good answers on this. It's going to take efforts on both parts, community, the staff, and the board, and I think that has to be remembered, and hopefully that 2020-2021 negotiated agreement was a good start towards that. I think that message needs to be clear and is out there. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the TASC plan document.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Larry. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the flex learning long-term policy.
So moved.
Thanks, Joel. Somebody. Second.
Second.
Thanks, Larry. Discussion?
This is just putting in our policy book that we recognize that we need to do flex learning. So it's not a big, extensive plan. It's just stating that we can do flex learning, and we can issue credits, we can issue grades, things like that through flex learning. So the flex learning plan is a whole separate document, and that's what we've got in our return to school plans.
Any further discussion?
I have a question on policies. I don't know if this is the right place, but as we changed them, I see the military leave, which I have no problem with, but it starts with any. Is that the right term?
We'll hit the military leave. We'll do that as a second motion.
Next one.
Yeah, but let me just make sure I get, let's just go through
Okay,
this one.
I
Let's
didn't
vote
see
on
that
it, and then we'll hit the military
on
leave.
my
Yep.
agenda.
Yep. All in favor of approving the flex learning, I want to make sure I get that right, flex learning long-term policy, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the revised leave policy.
So moved.
Thank you, Larry. Second, Joel. Discussion?
The discussion was, that I mentioned was the word any.
I'm pulling up it right now here.
What would you replace it with?
I don't know, it's on both the classified and professional staff.
My justification would only be that it falls in line with what we already have in policy for jury, subpoena leave. Compensation during leave. It says any employee in several areas, so
Yeah.
that's where I got it from.
Yeah, as I was looking, I was thinking any, that could mean a dozen people.
Oh,
or
we
the entire
were supposed to
staff.
have in there for a parent, or, is that what you mean?
Any parent or
Because Mr. Black,
family
remember, it
member.
was
Or
supposed to-
should
it should be
read
about
all
if it's a
full-time
spouse or
employees.
but it's,
Thank you.
if it's.
I neglected.
Yeah, so what,
Yeah.
okay, so here's what we want to look at on that. We're not looking, specifically, the question was addressed as to spouse or parents that have a child deploying. And I think in support of our military personnel and our spouses, it's a big deal when you get activated and when you come home. It's actually, could be 2 incidents, depending on, especially if they're in the Air Force, they deploy only like for 3 weeks to a hotel somewhere. It's the truth. That's my opinion, and I'm not changing it. We can put that out there. But anyway, we want to put it out there, it'd be any certified employee whose spouse or child is part of a military active, would that be right?
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Immediate family, maybe?
Any certified employee who attends a military unit activation, deactivation ceremony of an immediate family member will be permitted 1 day. That way, if you've got a young teacher and their father's activated, it could be a parent.
That's fair.
No.
So it'd be
Fair.
an immediate family member of the current employee. Could be their parent, could be their child, could be their
Brother, sister?
sibling.
Brother, sister?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I just didn't like just any.
No, that was, it was supposed to be a little more specific.
Good
Yes,
catch.
Good thing you brought that up, because
I didn't catch it.
We had absolutely intended to have it for immediate
Well, the
family.
whole
and there's
school
some
would
like
shut
Webster.
down.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion, and let's just move up, I'm gonna move item I, the COVID-19 Sentinel program up. We're just gonna move that because this is a little bit easier. Motion to approve the COVID-19 Sentinel surveillance testing K through 12 school program. Motion, just give me a motion and we'll talk about it.
So moved, but I
Thanks.
want you to hear you say it faster.
Man, mercy sakes. COVID-19 Sentinel surveillance testing of K-12 school. There you go, is
Very
that
good.
better? You bet.
I
All right,
like
so
the
Joel
motion.
got the motion, second. Thank you, Aaron. We didn't pass out the email, correct yet, Jim?
No,
I'll just
actually,
read
I
it.
didn't have copies because I just received it this afternoon, so.
So Jim got an email today at 4:20 PM. The state of South Dakota says, "Good afternoon, James Block. In an email dated Monday, August 10th, today, from the South Dakota Department of Education, you should have received a guidance document detailing the COVID-19 sentinel surveillance testing of K-12 school staff program. Please consider enrolling your school district/system in this program. Be sure to engage relevant local stakeholders in this decision, i.e. your school board. The goal of this program is to test 5% of your school district/system's employees per month with a minimum of 1 test per week. To assist in your decision-making process, the South Dakota Department of Education is providing the following estimates for meeting the suggested testing rate under the Sentinel Surveillance Testing Program in your district/system. Based on the data we have available, we estimate your district's employee population to be 78. To reach the 5% rate, your district should test 5 employees monthly, or roughly 1 employee per week, assuming 5 weeks per month. Enrollment in the COVID-19 Sentinel testing program will open on Friday, August 14th. You will receive a link to the enrollment form at that time. Please complete the form regardless of your decision, as it will help prepare for the scale of the initial program rollout and identify any districts in need of assistance. You will be able to enroll or change enrollment status of your district at any point during the fall semester. Sentinel surveillance testing is not mandated, but is highly recommended as a component of your district's COVID-19 mitigation strategy. So that's what we got from the state of South Dakota today at 4:20 PM. Since Jim has to make a decision on Friday, August 14th, that's why we added it to the agenda for this evening. With that being said, this is all the information we have. We don't have any information as to whether it's funded by the state, where they do the testing. All of that, I guess, is to come. But what we've got to do is to make a decision as to whether or not we want to participate in this program. With that being said, Jim, I'll turn it over to you.
I'm not throwing DOE under the bus here, but I'm
Do it.
looking at the 2 emails that I have from DOE as of this morning. One came at 7:01, and it talked about a Zoom session today for office hours now. They're not doing a full Zoom conference where they're going through an agenda. You can go on and ask questions, things like that. I did not participate in that, and so maybe it was there, but there's no reference to this in that particular email. And then the other email is their normal weekly update, which includes Starting Well resources expanding. I have visited the Starting Well webpage today, did not recall seeing anything on this. The directory information, certification rules, and caring for employees for mental health during COVID are the 4 topics on that. So unfortunately, I can't give you a whole lot of information about this. I'm not familiar with it.
Do you have any idea?
But timing-wise, we need to make a decision by this Friday.
Any idea on test results, how long, delay?
I've heard all kinds of things. I don't have anything confirmed, I don't have anything verified, but I've heard everything from people get them within 2 to 3 days, and others get them 8 days later. Some get them after, they get the results after they've already quarantined and it's done. But I can't confirm any of that being true or not.
If these and all the school districts go after this right away, the results could be weeks. Compared to the load of testing where they're sent to us.
I will give them the benefit of doubt saying this, that if they're going to put a plan together like this, I would bet that the testing is going to be done
Expedited, maybe?
faster than what we've heard. I would hope. But again, I couldn't verify that.
And I'm assuming DOE is footing the bill then?
Doesn't
say anything.
Yeah.
Not mandated.
I will certainly find more information if there's pertinent information that I believe you guys need to know prior to Friday. I will certainly share that with you, and if we need to meet again, we can do that.
But if we sign up on Friday, it doesn't say that we
can
can remove
withdraw.
ourselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then, the right thing to do would probably be to enroll in it, and then when we find out more details, we can pull back. But I think this is a perfect example for the general public to understand how we're having to be reactive from the guidance or lack of guidance from DOE or, on up the chain. I found it ironic last Monday night after our meeting, deciding what our back-to-school plan was, go home, watch 10 o'clock news, and Sioux Falls and all these school districts had a meeting that same evening, and then Governor Nome comes out on Tuesday morning and rolls out her plan. It seems to me that she was a little behind the 8 ball there. But that's just how this whole COVID process is going. We're having to be very reactive.
I think that the important part for the community to know is I think it's good we participate, like Joel said, Larry, like you said, why not? But everybody needs to understand, there are so many things that are happening here on the fly, trying to figure it out. When we get to the co-curricular activities, Adam just having a meeting today with the Northeast Conference and able to get the notes, I appreciate that, to us at 3:30 this afternoon. There's a lot of things that are going to take time and adjustment, and the community and our students and parents have to bear with us. Nobody has the silver bullet answer. Nobody's figured it out 100% perfect. Nobody has. Every school district is trying to get through this, and we're just 5 individuals up here trying to make the best decisions for our school district based upon the information that we have in front of us. And I know that's the same with our administration and our staff. I've been very happy with everything the staff has been getting to us. I really appreciate it. Just hopefully the community, there's going to be hiccups on the first day of school, second day of school. There will be hiccups at other events. But again, please bear with us. And if there is something you see that we can do better, bring it up to the staff or to the administration. Bring it up to the school board member. Please try to remember to be positive. There's a lot of things out here. It's easy to get into the negative, and I'd encourage people to not watch the news all the time and social media, and just try to stick with the facts that they have at hand, and hopefully that'll keep us maybe to a dull roar. But as to this program, I think we should go with it.
Does it say, and I missed it, does it talk about how often tested? Is it like, it said 1 person a week?
A minimum.
Minimum.
But
minimum.
You could get tested on a Thursday and Friday contract it.
Correct. That's the great thing about testing. That's correct.
And I have to be completely transparent here. I looked again at 3:42. I did receive an email. It doesn't give us information, but it tells us we will have in our meeting tomorrow information about this. Still doesn't help me with knowing it, but that came at 3:42. This one came at 4:42.
So is it a random draw?
The way this appears, this looks like to be random. This is one of those, I'll give a good example in the military.
So if you are drawn, are you required to test, or can you opt out? You probably don't know that. That'd
Don't
be a
know.
question
How
to
about
ask
for
you.
antibodies? To show that if you once upon a time had it or not, or is it just for active cases?
Doesn't tell us.
No.
You would hope it'd be a free test. You'd hope most people would be wanting to take it anyway. Why not? I don't know how they want us to randomly draw. We put 78 names in a hat. There's a lot of unknown, but the sign up is Friday, August 14th. I think we've just got to decide what we're telling Jim to go forward with.
Do it.
Good.
I don't know if it's random. If we choose, I will find out. And I don't know if somebody directs us how we choose.
Heather Gaikowski just sent something here. She would be able to do the testing at school, and a courier service picks them up. And I call in the morning. As far as the Sentinel surveillance, they provide all the expense, and they will help you with ordering supplies. So, more information.
She probably read her email this afternoon. I didn't.
It was on a webinar she saw.
All right. Aaron, you're good with it? Larry?
Yeah.
Joel?
Yes.
Marty?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion carries. All right, motion to discuss and make decisions as to going forward with co-curricular activities and attendance at co-curricular activities.
You need a motion?
Yep.
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Aaron. Discussion. We'll just set it up a little bit. Adam did attend a webinar, conference, or whatever it was, Zoom meeting today with the Northeast Conference. School districts are putting together their plans, and I think he shot out an email, if everybody still has that there for them, as to what each school district is doing with allowing, right now, attendance, thank you, fans at our football games and volleyball games, I think would be the big question coming up here for this fall. And obviously basketball games and wrestling, we still got more time, we can develop that on the fly, but at least we should get something out there right now to see where we're going. So, Adam, is it all right if I just turn it over to you then?
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what specifically you really want. The main thing that was discussed was attendance at games, the busing policy, how they're gonna get kids from point A to point B in masks and whatnot. And then there is some discussion about concessions among our regular stuff that we usually have at our fall meeting. But basically what you saw is there's a couple schools that are in with the ECC. The ECC made they kind of went conference-wide that they're going to go with Tier 1 of the South Dakota High School Athletic Association model, which that model is a tiered system, Tier 1 being open attendance, Tier 4 being no fans. And those schools have decided to start at Tier 1. That was not the feeling of some of the schools in the Northeast Conference. And most of that had to do with the population. At least it appears that way. There's a handful of schools Sisseton and Teospadina, Millbank, there's still some question as far as they're probably not going to have open attendance for everybody, at least initially. It sounds like Groton, it's hard for me to believe that they're going to do that. They discussed not even traveling their junior high and C teams early. Their thought was, let's sacrifice 25% so we can get to 75%. And so they're going to move into it slowly. The other teams that are, your nine-man schools as far as football, Britton, Clark, Dual, those guys are starting with open attendance. As far as travel, the only other thing I would say, pretty much everybody traveling, it's pretty across the board that they're going to have assigned seating from the rest of the conference. Most, I would say, you'd have to look at the numbers here, I'd say most are requiring masks, some are making it optional. And then the only other thing would be whether or not students are allowed to go to the games with their parents driving them. Now that opens up kind of a can of worms because, my parents aren't going to be able to drive me, but my cousin is going to go to the game, or my aunt is going to drive her kid to the game. Why can't I just go with them? There's always going to be some of that. Sisseton's model is that they're going to go, it's strictly the parent only. You can travel, and then the other part of that would be that they have to notify the school the day before. Right? So there's kind of hurdles to it, so to speak, with Sisseton. And then you have another model, which is the Groton model, in which they're pushing parents, please take your kids. At least that's the vibe I got. That please drive your kid to the venue and please have them go. That's the only way to assure that your kid is going to not pick up something on a bus. So they didn't, I think there's trends with it, whether or not you want to follow one group or another. There's no real golden ticket from what they did, but everybody is kind of moving anonymously. The only other thing I'd say is the Redfield thing. They are going to, if, for instance, if we were to have a volleyball game, I would need to check to see if our volleyball game will be there. And so what's going to happen is they're going to send me basically a pass. I will issue 5 passes to each kid. This is only for their indoor stuff. I will issue 5 passes to the kids. The kids will decide which 5 people they want to give it to. At the door at Redfield, they'll give the pass, and then that's not entry. That just allows you to purchase entry. And so you get the pass, and then you pay entry, and then you can go in. And that's how they're going to do the whole attendance thing.
On your chart there, Adam, you got Tio Spazina with football postponed. Is that?
Yeah, that's the Native American League. I don't. We're not sure exactly where they're going, but there was a push. My understanding is that they're pushing to move their season, and that would be something that's Native American League.
But along that line, what if Groton were to do that?
Well, they aren't in the Native
No,
American League.
if Groton were to postpone their season, then the rest of the conference would.
The South Dakota High School Athletic Association, depending on what it is, if the school shuts down, let's say we have a big breakout of cases in Webster, and they decide not to play us, even though we're having school and we're working normal, they don't want to play us because they don't want to come here and get COVID. They would have to forfeit the game. And something like that, where they are canceling the school, or they're going to do it online, they don't want to travel anymore, it would just go down as a no contest.
So we don't have to act as a conference, one entity.
No, and that's kind of what, the guidelines came out in middle of July, and some people were proactive and decided, well, we're going to make some decisions now. I felt, and I appreciate the fact that we took a little time, tried to get this in perspective and see what some of our friends are doing, and see if we had a better feel 2 or 3 weeks from the time that stuff came out, to see if there was something that stuck out that we wanted to do. Whether or not you guys have strong feelings one way or another about it is a whole different thing. Like you said earlier, there's no silver bullet on this.
Well, gentlemen, just so we keep things, somewhat structured here, I would propose we look at it, answering the 3 questions. A, what are we going to do with the busing issue? Are we going to encourage, parents to take the kids to the game or something along those lines? Then move to football, I think, because that's an outdoor situation, as you see some of the school districts have discussed. That's a separate question, and then we could decide on the volleyball/indoor activities. Cross country, not really a question here because, or is it a question, Adam?
Well, my only thing is, and if we get rid of camps altogether, and that's probably the best way to do it, cross country is more like families, and so parents really like to intermingle with the athletes, and the state has said you have to have camps that are exclusively for the kids, and you can't have, parents should not be allowed to mix in with that. So you need to have a designated camp area, and then you need to have enough space between all the schools so that they can have their separate camps too. And I've seen enough cross-country where it's gonna be hard for mom's gonna run over to camp and wanna, say hi to everybody and hand water to, little Johnny and things like that. And that causes some issues. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make sure and keep our spectators kind of away from the designated student areas. In a big open place like the Webster Golf Course. So.
Put Roncalli on hole number 5. That's the easy answer. Put that on TV too. For all my friends in Aberdeen. All right, so let's get back to it. How about, should we solve the busing issue? Open to ideas, gentlemen.
Did we hear anything from Kevin on the busing issue, students, to games or anything?
For activities.
You want my opinion? The schools I've talked to, people I've talked to, their activities, they're gonna mask their kids, the driver's gonna wear a mask. The driver may not wear the mask while he's driving, he may pull it down so it's safe. Like me, when I have glasses on, I have a mask on, it fogs my glasses, so I pull my mask down to be safe. But that's the plan, is to use buses. I have very big buses. We're hoping that we can spread them out as well in these buses. Craig Case can talk about the baseball team. They used the bus this summer to get the baseball team to different events all summer long. I say they put 1,000 miles on the bus, hauling kids around, and did it safely, did it the right way. And I plan on having the buses clean, ready to rock, and ready to go. So I think bus is way safer than 38 kids in different cars.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's my choice.
I think we can socially distance on the bus. I think if we're gonna require masks in the building, we require them on the bus. I think if we wanna let kids go with their parents, it's parents only, plain and simple.
Okay, that's an easy proposal. Marty, I see a head nod. You agree with Joel's?
Yep.
Larry? Yep. Aaron? All right, then let's keep it simple. So our bus proposal, if I understand properly, is that we're encouraging, the bus, children can ride with parents only. You will wear a mask on the bus. And one thing that I did have a patron ask, do bandanas work as masks? And I understand that bandanas do work as masks. Want to make sure that we're all good on that so that it does get out there. A bandana is just, it can substitute as a mask. We're all in agreement on that, correct? Jim, that's good?
I know that's a question that some of the staff has, what constitutes a mask.
Yeah.
And my response has been any sort of a cloth covering that can cover both the mouth and the nose.
Yep.
And obviously there's different grades to that.
Because some people believe bandanas are much more comfortable and and that might even be better for younger kids. But I think we've got the busing situation taken care of. Let's move on to football. Does anybody want to throw out? First thing I'll throw out, I really think this is a good year for Bearcat TV. I mean, I think we should be encouraging people to take part with Bearcat TV. Hopefully Bearcat TV can have enough people to show all the games. Maybe they'll even have enough people to show JV games or something, if that could help out. If maybe we need to look as a school district to help out, Bearcat TV to make sure we have enough people being able to publicize these games, because usually we don't do the JV games, correct?
Is there gonna be JV games this year? We got 22 kids out for football.
Well, I guess we can. Mr. Mines.
Yes.
Hate to interrupt you. JV football.
Yeah.
Is that a go this year, Mr. Shoemaker wonders, or what's your thoughts on
I'm just
JV
wondering
football?
what the number of kids that we have out and.
It's 23 members who have at one point showed up for practice. 10 of them are freshmen.
I mean, let's be realistic.
That's realistic.
I'm just gonna say, you don't want kids sitting on the sideline all year. And the way it works out, you will have some kids that are not gonna play very much in the varsity game. And so you wanna try to get them snaps. right now, what we're trying to do is maybe put together a 9-man schedule for them. There's gonna be some kids that get some varsity time, they're gonna play in that JV time, but we are trying to get those kids some time. That could all just fall apart, and it could fall apart very quickly.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, these young kids that get some varsity time, it's good and it's bad.
It's, and I'm sorry, football is physics too. And when you have a 110-pound kid against a 125-pound fullback, we're doing everything we can to make sure that these kids are healthy, that they're okay, and that their spirits are good. And we trust we're going to do that. So if that means that we don't have a JV schedule, then we'll stop. But we're going to start with at least a couple games and see if we can get things moving on that.
Good.
Okay. So how about attendance at football games for non-participants?
Start with the open.
I think so. I think it's outside. I think most of the fans most people respect social distancing.
You know, I guess the option there is if you're uncomfortable, I guess you don't attend, you know.
I agree.
Aaron, what do you think?
I mean, I'm more comfortable with the outdoor activity than the indoors ones. You know, you can start with the open, but if you have an outbreak, it's too late anyhow. I mean, once you get it, it's gonna just keep spreading.
I think what we need to do is, I think the outdoor activity does make a big difference. You know, I mean, that, we all know what the winds is like blowing across that football field, you know, in the middle of October, end of September. It can be awfully cold, and it's outside. I mean, the circulation is big. Hopefully, we can encourage individuals, if I'm understanding this right, we want to go with open attendance at our football games, but encourage social distancing. Ask people not to congregate one spot, 20 people at one spot on the fence, and see if we can just keep it open, at least for the initial games. Is that what the understanding is?
Yep.
Okay.
What is Kiwanis going to do with the concession stands? Are we going to allow them?
I think we should allow Kiwanis definitely to go with the concession stands, and then let them make the decisions as to how they want to operate it. Because the other thing we got to remember about Kiwanis, I think a lot of their membership might be, some of our more at-risk individuals. I mean, I think a perfect example, Arnie Anderson's been making popcorn for Kiwanis for how many years? There's more than a few of those Kiwanis members. Just let them take care of it, but I think they'll make their own decisions. What do you guys think? I'm okay with just letting them make them.
And they have asked me as to what guidance we have. I did actually reach out to Larry as a restaurant owner, so their guidelines are maybe a little bit different, but they're all pretty much similar. And we do have guidance from the High School Active Association and Department of Health as to what to do with concessions. It's a matter of being masked, wearing gloves, social distancing for the workers that are in there, managing your concession customers so that they're social distancing there the best that you can. But as for food preparation, as far as I understand, it's very similar to, we want walking tacos, we can have walking tacos as long as we're masked and gloved while we're preparing and or serving.
And just to let you know, out of all the baseball games we traveled to this summer, I think every facility had a concession stand that was open and running. I think Webster was the only one that didn't have one open and running. And I haven't heard of any problems or complaints or any COVID coming out of that, but so it all worked out this summer for concession with baseball. Granted, you don't have the fans like you do at football and volleyball probably.
Was there any requirements, masking or anything like that?
There wasn't a lot of masking. There was just a few, but not a whole lot, Aaron. It was all left up to the individuals pretty much, if they wanted to wear them or not.
I think between Bearcat TV, 23 kids out, that's gonna eliminate a few families. We gotta be down, 20 families from last year? So that's gonna reduce the crowd a little bit, and I just think that the majority of people respect social distancing, and they're gonna do what's right.
I'm
And if it doesn't work,
Yep.
we have another meeting and we change it.
Yep. I agree with football. All right, what's that?
Yeah, I actually had that on when we talked about it later on, but we can discuss it now. The band playing, I pretty much, in conversation with Mrs. Bolly, if we have volleyball and we decide to have any sort of limitations on the crowd, obviously the band would be the first thing to go, I would guess. So it is possible to social distance the band. I don't know what it does for acoustics and playing, but you could spread them out over the bleachers if you have a smaller attendance crowd there. The same thing goes for the football game. They generally are in a small group in the bleachers, and so if we were to socially distance our band in the stands, they'd probably take up more than half of the stands if we did it appropriately.
What?
Could they be out in the field?
Another option could be in the end zone, maybe.
Yeah.
Not in the
And they
playing
could
field,
just
but on the other
stand in
side.
formation and play, so that they're all 6 feet apart.
Do
I
they
don't-
have to play?
I have to double check that band's standards is still at 6 feet apart. They
Yeah.
might be recommended to be farther apart.
Maybe this is the wrong question. I mean, do they have to? I mean, when we're trying to limit our COVID issues, I mean, is it just easier to say, this is a year where we have music provided by our sound system? We do that many games anyway with the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, does the band have to play?
Then do the band members say, well, do the football players have?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Do the band members say the football players have to play?
Do the band members then say, well, do the football players have to play? If we don't get to play, do they get to play?
Oh, I guess, now if is there a big push by the band players wanting to play? I guess that's the big issue. I mean, I didn't know there was that
That's a
big
fair
issue.
argument though, and I was thinking
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
If we limit the crowd, there might be some kids that say, yeah, I want to play in the band so I can be there. That's possible. I'll be honest, I was leaning more towards them not playing, just simply because it's another crowd of kids
Well,
that would most likely, unless we did something different, they would be
Could we do
sitting
that?
in the
Could we
area.
do, take Aaron's thing, find out if there is, I mean, might be one of these things where if the band does want to play, then fine, let's figure out a way. If the band says, no, actually, we're good with not playing the games this year, then we go with no band this year. I mean, doesn't that seem like the logical answer?
I would think Mrs. Bowley would have an opinion one way or the other there, and she may want to only participate in certain events and do a marching band out, on the one end of the field, or, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of the band, so thanks for bringing it up, Mike, but,
Or maybe just homecoming only and they do some marching.
We only have 4 football games at home. And I would assume, is volleyball different because it's indoor when you're talking about the
Yeah, I
band?
think it is,
would say
actually.
Probably not have the band for volleyball games if you're gonna consider any sort of limit to your crowd.
what if we did this for the band, throw it out that, band's not required, it can be an option, Jim, that,
Find out the interest and.
Yep, find out what Miss Bowley wants to come back with and do something on the outdoors, but if we're looking at the indoors, it does appear that, the bigger school districts, the Millbanks and the Sissetons, and they're definitely doing one of these or Redfield, tier 2 or tier 3, they're doing some type of limitation. What do we want to do with indoor activities?
We're talking about just volleyball.
I think smart, we should be talking kind of realistically about volleyball, but, because we can always change, we still got how many months to a basketball or wrestling season. But at the same time too, people are gonna start buying activity tickets and those type of things, so obviously our policy would start now and carry unless we changed it. Obviously, we can change it as things adjust.
We can change it immediately.
Yeah, we'd have 24-hour
Dr. Bach
notice.
could do the main thing is to keep kids in school.
Correct.
So we're talking all the co-curricular, but if the administration needs to say, okay, that's it, we're staying in school, but we're not, that possibility exists also.
Sure.
But you're right, Tom, we need some policy.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'm at tier 1.
You're tier 1?
I believe that with the attendance at the volleyball games, that social distancing can be acquired.
I'm gonna throw this out. I don't think it can be done at junior high, JV. I mean, when you've got both courts going, volleyball, I've been to junior high, 7th and 8th grade girls, you can't find a seat, you stand on the ends.
That's because one set of bleachers is,
You've got both courts going, so there's, yeah.
Both sets of bleachers are partial.
Both sets of bleachers are partial. You can't done the 7th and 8th grade until they go to the varsity and then pull everything out. It is full when you get all the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade girls. They're all there because the high school girls help ref them. There's all the 7th and 8th grade parents, and those are some large classes.
The east bleachers during the 2-court games is typically full. The west bleachers is, I would say, at least half full when you're running both courts. Because we usually.
so can we not run both courts?
That's, for me, if we're gonna go open, what I would say is, you go one court, you pull your bleachers out as much as we normally do then with one court, and you do it like you go with basketball. You go a game at a time. So the other team has 7th graders, then it's early, but it's 7th grade at 3, 8th grade at 4, C at 5, and then your JV at 6 with varsity to follow at 7. Then you can pull those bleachers out and give everybody room. It puts the people who are there for the whole time, puts them there the whole time. But it also allows, those 7th grade parents, they can watch their kid. They don't have anybody else they can leave. And that creates more space for the 8th grade. Will they function like this? Will they work like this? It's difficult to tell. The other thing I'll have a problem with is the people who work as line judges and officials for the middle school sports they're the high school volleyball players. And at 3 o'clock, they're gonna be in school. And so I don't know how to fix that part. Hopefully there's a study hall at 7, last block, and hopefully there's 3 girls that are on the volleyball team that would be willing to help us out.
For band members.
Well, I'll throw out, just for conversation purposes, I like Redfield's idea. 5, and I'm not saying it has to be necessarily 5 tickets, maybe ours is 6. I do kind of like that idea of.
I think there's gonna be some people who are just, because of COVID, are just not gonna come.
Sure.
They went because it was something to do, and they like watching the games, and now they're just gonna back off, and our numbers are gonna naturally drop just because of it.
How many athletes do we have for volleyball right now, varsity level? Just for sure. 20?
28.
Ooh.
So.
I don't know.
You're already at
That's just
100 if
varsity.
you have 20.
Not the 7th and 8th grade.
And so spreading out 100 people, just alone with the 5.
That's just us.
You may not be able to do the 2-court thing even with 5 tickets.
Can you combine 7th and 8th and eliminate game?
We can eliminate games.
No, we don't wanna do that.
There's a lot of kids in those classes.
Taking away playing time.
Yeah, taking away playing time, that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball is gonna be the
Tier
same
1
issue.
with masks.
The same, what's that?
Tier 1 with masks?
Well, we've got the option tonight.
We can try, but like I said.
You 4 guys vote, I only vote when there's ties, so
If
you
do
figure it
the
out.
5 per person, which, it can work, but you also gotta think about
Their crowd.
my gatekeepers. Because they're the ones that are gonna have to deal with it and catch all the grief too.
Sure.
Volleyball should be though at, those two doors. I mean, at least we also have Jim or Adam or somebody there, or, there should be enough of an authority figure there that we can, somebody has an issue. And if we get the word out, I can't imagine a bunch of people going down to Webster and giving the Redfield people a hard time because they can't get in. I mean, I would think the Northeast Conference is gonna get this out to their, because of the schools that are doing the tiers 2 and 3, then it's gonna be just parents, right? I mean, isn't that what it is? Tier 3 is just parents?
Tier 3 is just parents or just students. The ECC has decided if they get to Tier 3, it will be just parents, it won't be the students.
Yeah, I mean, because right now, we go to Millbank, Sisseton is only parents and student body. Redfield is just 5. Millbank is Tier 2 or Tier 3.
That's just what they're thinking too.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that everybody, these are just what people are, where they seem to be today. And that picture can change.
Absolutely.
But my point is, I think
Change.
we're gonna respect those school districts. I just don't all of a sudden seeing Webster taking 40 people and showing up at Sisseton and saying, you gotta let us in.
That's not my concern, it's our local people that wanna come and watch, and then we're gonna say, no, you don't have a ticket, so you have to leave.
Sure.
Which is fine, we can do that, it's just, I hate putting those people
Yep.
in those positions.
You might want to put Mr. Wiley in your ticket taker group of people.
We'll have to adjust
He'll
it
take care of that.
I'll be there.
So what do we do? Because, this will go then, realistically, the policy, unless we change it, is boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling.
Well, I say we start tier 1 and adjust on the fly as needed.
Okay. Tier 1, Larry? Joel, tier 1?
That's what I'm thinking.
Marty?
Yeah.
Tier 1? Oh, Jim?
So the question that I have, tier 1 with a single court?
Yes, I would say to that.
3, 4, 5? Because that does make a big difference. Huge.
It does, and a lot of the things that you brought up, Adam, I wasn't aware of. I didn't realize that, if we suck it down to one court, they're gonna be down there from 3 o'clock till 10 o'clock, essentially.
Realistically, 2:30.
Yeah.
If the game starts at 3,
Right.
everybody's getting out of school at 2 to get there at 2:30 and warm up.
This is what we do with basketball, and it just is basketball all day, and makes for a long day, but.
Why can't we do tier 2 for junior high and tier 1 for varsity?
Even tier 2 though, I don't think you have a lot of fans coming. There's just enough people in there, Joel.
Okay.
Those 7th and 8th grade, what I've seen when I go to those 7th and 8th grade volleyball, everybody's sitting like this. I'm sitting right next to Craig Case's knees because that's where, that's just the seating. There isn't that much seating when you have all of those girls down there. How many 8th grade girls were playing volleyball?
Well, there's a handful, there's probably 13, 14, isn't there?
At least. And then you get the 7th grade is kind of the same level. It's all the way through. There are a lot of girls volleyball players.
That's
If
great.
I can just redirect just on one thing. I know you guys are worried about the winter. I would take that burden off your shoulders. When the state has done the stuff that they've done, they're very explicit in saying it's only for the fall.
Okay, good.
So it might be, I think it's totally rational to say, we'll talk about basketball, we'll talk about wrestling when we get to that point. And maybe if that makes your decisions easier, then I think that's a better track to go on. But
And people are just gonna have to understand, they're either gonna have to buy the activity pass, and if something and maybe we put up a sign, if something happens COVID related, there's no refunds, or you don't take a chance and you just pay per event.
I think that's a given. Just.
I don't think there's no refunds on activity passes this year. That's just, I think that is a given.
So how does that work? The athlete gives up 5 tickets?
No, here right now we're, and Aaron, you're good with open, tier 1?
Tier 1 is open.
Open?
Tier 1 would be open, so we
Sorry
would
about
be
that.
across the board open.
I think Marty, I mean, I don't think as many people are, I mean, the parents obviously show up, but the other spectators, I think with Bearcat TV, hopefully they'll, especially the elderly ones, I don't think they're gonna risk going to a crowded armory to watch volleyball.
Right, and I agree with you. I
So
think
I
that,
think it will be less people there.
and I think we encourage people to use Bearcat TV. You know, maybe that is something that we need to consider too. I mean, what does Bearcat TV need? I mean, if everything they have available so that they can televise the games, because there may be a lot of grandparents that normally would attend the game. I can think of a lot of people that we see there, and I mean, I wouldn't encourage my mother to go hang out at a volleyball game if she can watch it on Bearcat TV. I mean, it just seems to be a no-brainer. All right, so we're all in favor of Tier 1. Co-curricular activities, we've discussed them all. The only other issue we have is opening our weight room and our armory. Discussion on that.
Tier 1, open it up.
Aaron, you good with just opening it up?
Yeah. How many people use the weight room realistically?
I think if we open it tomorrow, there'd be 15 people in it.
Really?
Tom, would you agree?
We require them to clean?
Well, I think we need to address that. If we're gonna open it, we need to put some cleaning policies in place now.
And I think it needs to be during a set time period. I don't think it's just open to the public all the time. I think there needs to be a window for it. That's what it is. This might just, my thoughts are, whether it be from, I don't know, Adam, you probably would know better. Is there a time of the day when we could open it to the public and it wouldn't interfere with any school stuff?
I think now that we're into the seasons, I mean, we've been into football since Thursday. I think you go, you know, if you went like 5 a.m. to, I don't know, 9 a.m., right? 5 to 9 a.m., and then.
Is okay for public use.
Yeah.
Make it 6, otherwise Tammy's gonna have to redo a lot of key cards.
Okay.
Because they're set for 6 a.m., right, Tom?
I believe that's
I had mine adjusted at 5:45 once, and
Yeah.
that was a big pain in the.
I don't know, I don't know when, you know, Coach Brown uses it for any sort of PE class. I don't know if it'll be in play there. I mean, they're supposed to be, that would be the stickler of this whole thing. They're not supposed to be in the high school gym because we're using fire. I don't know to what extent that puts the armory in play for him to use.
I think before I would give a green light to that, I'd want to know if that would be a conflict on the school side.
Well, my take on it is whenever the school's got to use it, it's school use.
Right.
If we have a PE class, even if it's 1 day, 2 weeks from now, when Mr. Brown wants to go down there, we put up a sign or we notify him, and that's school use first and foremost. Should
So-
always be that way, no question.
You know, I think that if we did the 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., that gives plenty of opportunity in the morning, and that's good. Then school's on from 9 o'clock on. There could be assemblies, there can be PE, there can be classes. That's a large space that the school district may need to utilize throughout the year. So if we're gonna make a policy, 6 to 9 is more than reasonable. Let me ask you this, Adam, is the armory cleaner as of late? I mean, you know, Aaron, you asked the question, does it keep clean? I will tell you, either A, our students are very dirty, or in the past, it's been the adults that are very dirty. I mean, when I come down there in the morning and you know, there's 300 pounds on each bar. You know, I know that's not the Nicole Johnsons that's squatting that. The Armory has had a history there in the weight room with people not stripping their weights, not cleaning up. You know, we did get, I think when Mike was our athletic director, we finally started getting the antiseptic wipes for people to wipe down equipment. How's it been going now when it's just been students?
Mike is pretty good at keeping that place really clean. He's been, between him and another guy down there. You know, it also helps when you have people who are there to hold the lifters accountable, which is one of the problems that whenever you open it up to everybody, then you don't get to hold anyone accountable. Because, you know, who was it? And so, I guess you know, in theory, you might say, or one might say, well, you go to the armory and you see that the weights or the bars are full of weights, and so then you run over to the camera and you look at the camera and you see who lifts, and then you cut their card. I'm here to tell you, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to run around and find out the one person who's not keeping themselves accountable for the weight room.
Well, there's a pretty passionate group of weightlifters that are sending emails to some or all of the board members, and I would say that maybe they could help us police that. I also wonder if we need to sign in and sign out. And just randomly check, and if people aren't signing in or signing out, you're out.
It's a good idea.
For tracing would be good.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking more along is the tracing lines, yeah. You know, what worries me is how do you control people that are coming and going if they're sick? I'm not that sick, I'm gonna move lift today. You know what, that kind of stuff.
I'm in favor of opening it back up. I like the idea of 6 to 9. It's a great facility, and it's good that we can use. But at the same time, too, the Webster Area School District weight room is primarily for the benefit of the Webster area students and athletes. TLC is a private business entity that anybody can join. There are the YMCA, there are a lot of private gyms out there that people can join. The Webster School Districts is a phenomenal value, and we are not a commercial facility. And I think that people need to recognize that we're doing our best we can by the athletes, so that, like Larry keeps saying, the goal is to keep going to school here, not necessarily to keep co-curricular activities going for the rest of the year. And the weight rooms are major areas. I think that if the members of the public are going to get back in there, they have to be cleaning it. They need to bring in their own towels. They need to, or whatever it's going to take, the rules. I mean, they need to help us out. We may have to look at an increased rate, possibly not for parents with students, but because we're here primarily for it, but maybe if you're just Joe Blow and you have no students in the district, you're just using it for your own individual use, maybe there needs to be an increased rate so we can hire somebody to do more cleaning down there.
When does Mike clean it?
I don't have his regular time of when he's actually in the weight room. I don't know that.
I'm just thinking if they're in there right away in the morning, and if it's not properly cleaned, then it's gonna be that way all day. Rather than, you know, like if Mike was to clean it at the end of the day, if that's what he does, you know, the last thing he does for the next day. I don't know. I'm just-
The other element at play here is that there is talk, and you have to understand that high school kids, and there's a lot of talk. There's talk that from what they've done this summer, that's given them momentum to do things in the weight room before school. I know we have a faculty member who I wouldn't put it past him to actually want to open the weight room in the morning from 6:30 to 7:30 so that those kids could go in and lift. Now, to the extent that actually happens, we'll see it when it happens. But that would throw a wrench into it for the people who want to use it between 6 and 9. If we're saying that weight room is specifically for student use only when the students are there. It's just another wrinkle in the whole thing.
Is it a crazy thought to have, I don't know if you can buy wipes anymore, because they're not available, but cleaning materials for the users when they come in, they clean what they plan to use. Similar to when you go to Dollar General, go to Walmart, or go to wherever, you're wiping off the item that you're using. And it's kind of a an assumption, you know there's the chance that somebody.
That's what we have.
You-
That's what we have right
We have
now.
wipes in there.
I know, but should we be expecting the users to do that before they start using it, so they know it's safe for themselves?
So everybody just assumes it's dirty when you get there and you clean it up.
Versus,
before
we're not
before
sure if
we
it
use
got cleaned, or what time it got cleaned, or who cleaned it. To me, that's more of a, it's an awareness to you knowing that there's no guarantee that this was cleaned prior to you using it, because we can't guarantee that.
That's right.
When we have the public using it.
Well, can we activate it so that you can get into the armory, period now, just it's open, so if kids wanna come in and shoot baskets, they wanna run around the armory, there's a lot of people that walk around the armory, in the morning, instead of if they can walk around the track, they're at the track, if they're, you see numerous people just walking around the armory laps during the winter. Let's get the armory open, and as to the weight room, is the consensus here, we're thinking 6 to 9 during the weekdays, and then Saturday and Sunday wide open?
Evenings.
What about evenings?
Yeah. Do we have any kids that would lift at night, Adam? Do we have kids that?
You got practice till, what time would you do?
I haven't seen a lot of that.
I'm saying like from 7 to 10 at night.
Could we do 6 to 9 morning and night?
Well, now that you have football in the morning, I know my boy Jake is itching to get in there and eat.
Okay.
Rest of the morning. I don't know if some of the other boys that are like that too, I don't know.
I don't know if they're using evenings or not, the kids. I don't.
You know, if you have those key cards activated, then then we don't track it. I mean, maybe the best thing to do is just have them activated all day, and you have a sign-in sheet, and we see if that works.
And we could set some, like 6 to 9 a.m. can be public use. You can set some times and have a sign or get that information out to those. By the same token, if somebody wants to go down there and use it at noon time during their lunch, and we're never gonna be down there with the students, use it. We communicate what we can, and my biggest concern is that we can't guarantee that that facility is going to be clean for the next user. You just can't, not unless somebody just clean it all day long.
Well, my biggest concern is that it's still for the students, and that if Tom Sands comes down and use it, clean it up. And we haven't had that, just to be honest with you, the last 4 or 5 years, we've had issues where our weight room is not clean. When Fritz was our janitor down there, he wasn't gonna be throwing around 45-pound plates, to clean up the bench. That's just unrealistic.
But we probably determined that was students, so it wasn't clean enough, maybe not our actual public users.
As long as we're keeping it clean. So we got it?
Is there any liability if someone got COVID and they traced it to, there's no liability with
You
that?
can't trace them.
Well, we could easily make, no different than the city did. We could have any adult user sign the release that, the city has for COVID-19, if we wanted to do that. All key card users that are using the armory, we could have them sign the release. No different than what the city did for the golf course, swimming pools, soccer fields, baseball fields.
How many releases did the baseball kids have to sign? There was
A few.
quite a few of them. So yeah, maybe we have a release that just lays out the rules that, times are subject to change when the public may use the weight room. Please sign in and out and obey the rules hung on the door.
With all due respect, is that a lot of wasted paperwork?
Yeah.
If it means nothing, the waiver means nothing, we can put it in a binder, we can go through all that process, but what's it going to do? It's not gonna guarantee that it's clean, it's not guaranteed they're gonna put the weights away, and it's not gonna guarantee they don't get COVID. We can do it, but is it going to accomplish anything?
Will fewer of our kids use the weight room if we open it up to the public?
What was that?
Will fewer of our kids use the weight room if we open it to the public? See, we got 30 using it now. If we open it to the public, will that number diminish? I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there.
Just put signs up in there, what they gotta do, or
But we can beat this horse to death. Throw this out there from the conversation. Have them sign the waiver. I have the waiver for the city. I prepared it. I can change it from the city of Webster. I can change it to Webster Area School District. I can provide it so that we don't have to do anything new. That's easy. And then we just get the information out there. Key cards are open. We're encouraging the general public to use it from the hours of 6 to 9 in the morning. Saturdays and Sundays, can be wide open. If they come in and they see that there's students using it, students have the priority. I mean, it can be that simple. If you rack it, put it back. Clean up, keep the place clean, keep it in better shape than you found it. How's that sound? Just that simple. All right, we good with that, everybody? All right, moving forward. Adam, are we okay with that?
Yeah, great.
So let's start, we'll go ahead and, can you activate the Armory key card so they can open up here? How hard of a process is that, Jim?
I think she can do it quickly if she does all of them, but when you start doing, that's why the waiver thing, you start doing the waiver, she's gotta do individual.
No, let's just open it so they're all there, and we expect the members of the general public, Adam, can you just put a sign up? I do think Larry's idea of the sign in, sign out is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong where we can do a simple sign in, sign out sheet for the adults, non-students that are using it, and ask them to stop on by and to fill out the waiver. Obviously, if somebody doesn't want to do it, then they haven't complied with our rules and they're using it against our rules anyway. Is that a fair statement? Keep it simple. Most people have good intentions and 98% will stop by and do it. Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else on co-curricular activities? Okay, superintendent report, Dr. Block.
We are, I guess I didn't even look at my notes. We're getting ready to come back to school. We have in-service on the 17th and the 18th. I'm making it primarily work time for the teachers to prepare for the school year. In other words, I didn't contract any outside trainers. Mr. Case did have somebody that was planning on coming, but I asked him to just not do that. We're going to have staff meetings on Monday morning. I'd like to say it's going to be done in an hour, but it's probably not going to be. Lots of questions that the staff is going to have regarding how we're going to manage all of this stuff. I did do an email to my staff regarding some of the things that I believe we're going to have to put in place. What are we going to do for barriers? How are we going to utilize the tables in the secondary end? We have a lot of things to take care of in the classrooms. We actually only have 2 classrooms in the high school that have desks. The rest have side-by-side tables where there's 2 people that normally sit at those tables. And so we're going to work out those details to make it as safe as possible utilizing those. Beyond that, it's just answering questions that the teachers are going to have. And I haven't learned, I keep asking for people to provide input and suggestions and concerns, but it just keeps overwhelming me because you just get a lot. But we have to ask those questions. We have to address their suggestions and concerns so that we can be as best prepared as we can. And it's no different at the secondary level, or excuse me, at the elementary level. The teachers want things spelled out for them. They want to know, what do we do in this situation? What do we do in that situation? We're trying to take care of the scenarios that we can come up with. In some cases, we have to say, we're just going to have to see how things go, and we may change things from day 1 to day 2. And by Monday, we start on a Thursday, by Monday, we might change some more things. And so, Mr. Case and I have, this is actually part of the return to school plan we discussed a little bit right now. We've started placing floor tape in certain areas of the commons area, all of the benches. We're making sure that we can social distance the students, in minimally cutting the tables in half to the number of students that are going to be at them, using the commons, the elementary gym. we believe we're gonna be able to spread them all out, those two. If we need to go to the classrooms, we will. We're still gonna have issues with bottlenecking, making sure that we can stagger the classes so that we don't have people waiting in a conglomerated mess, you know, before they social distance as they go into the lunch line. So we're just working on all that stuff.
We actually put down yellow spots for the kids when they're lining up for lunch so that they know where to line up. So hopefully they'll follow that and stay on the yellow dots. Then also for seating in the commons area and the bathroom, or not the bathroom, into the elementary gym where the tables are at there, we put the yellow stickers there for kids to sit down there too. So when we look at pre-K through 4th grade, we will fill up the commons, we will fill up the elementary gym. So we even might have to put out a couple more tables and chairs to fill it up with doing the physical distancing with both areas. So it'll be a lot of spacing out with the kiddos.
Some of the things that we have discussed with respect to our schedules and locations. High school choir just doesn't work well outside. I mean, there's no acoustics, so we're most likely going to put them into the high school gym, which displaces PE classes. They can hopefully go outside. In the event that they can't go outside, maybe go to the wrestling room. We're trying to look at where we can best utilize our facility. And the way that I'm deciding as to who goes where is the largest group should get the largest facility, because it only makes sense that that's how you can best social distance. So all-state choir is another question that we have. I've spoken with Mrs. Zettelmeyer about that. Right now, the High School Activities Association is talking about having it. I really don't know that we should even plan to go to it. I asked her if she could come up with an alternative activity where they can do something meaningful for those kids that normally participate in that. If you're not familiar, All-State Choir has more than 1,000 students that go to one facility and sing. And they have a huge parent, grandparent, and extended family crowds. I don't think they're going to be able to have that activity, but right now it's still scheduled, and I'm being a little proactive as a superintendent, saying I just think we should skip that one. Our band, I've suggested that they go outside as much as possible. They don't have to march the entire time, because they could be in formation on the playground or formation in the parking lot, something like that. So there's just a lot of little things like that we have to kind of work out the quirks before day one.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Block. Mr. Case, principal report, anything new?
I'd just like to thank Jeff Wiley. He put together 160 masks. He drummed up some money donations. So he dropped some masks off, so if some of the parents are looking for some masks, we do have some extra ones at the office.
These are cloth reusable masks too.
Yeah. He doesn't have these in yet, but he told me they have Avengers and Frozen ones coming in for the little ones, so that should be pretty cool. What else? Oh, backing up, Heather Gaikowski, the nurse, did say something with that Sentinel program. She sent me a message. She said staff has to sign a consent to participate, so I just want to make sure you know that.
What about students?
It's just
It's just staff.
Just staff for testing for COVID, right. Just to let you know, some of you probably got that information. I sent out information today at 4 o'clock for the middle school parents. So just to kind of give them some information as to what to expect, because we don't have the open house, so unfortunately they can't come in, or the kids can't come in ahead of time and bring their things and decorate the lockers and walk around and see where their classes are at. So the first day when they come in, they'll be going to their homeroom class right away. So some of them might say, well, I don't have my schedule right away. There'll be some staff members. I'll be in the hallway helping those kids out. We'll put some signs up where their homeroom is at, so that they can go to the homeroom and then get their schedules there. I plan to do the same thing with the elementary. As soon as I get all the information, get that out to the parents, just kind of give them a plan of attack. But like Dr. Block said, you know, we might find out Thursday, Friday, we might have to change things on Monday. So I hope parents, students understand that, you know, we might find a better way to do things, so it might just change. Yeah, we talked about lunch. Oh, also Natasha Opp, our new special ed teacher, and Tina Norton, our counselor, they put together a cool Bitmoji information that they sent to the teachers, so the teachers will probably be sending this out to the parents, but you know, for the elementary parents, I could probably send this out on an all-call also. So they did some good work in putting some information together just to help the kids and the parents kind of know what to expect when the first day comes. So Bitmojis, I'm kind of new with them, but they're kind of neat little.
What is a Bitmoji? I don't know.
A Bitmoji is, I didn't know what it was either, but Mrs. Norton came into my office and she said, here's the app, we need to download it. She took a picture of me and then made a skinny version of me. And I said, thank you. So she put it on this template and then with some informations to be sent out.
Tinder?
So they had a Bitmoji of themselves also that they threw on there, so it's kind of neat. It's just a cartoon character of themselves.
Similar
so,
to you, or?
Yes.
So does it have to be sent out, or can we go find it?
Oh, we'll put it on the website also too. We can do that, so just so you can see. So just some good information. Like I said, we'll try to get a lot of information out to the parents and get them informed and try to do the best that we can to make things as safe as possible for the kids. Okay, I have notes all over. And again, too, parents, if you have questions or we didn't address anything, or maybe we forgot about something, just make sure you call or come in and see us at the office and we'll try to help you out. So, yeah, more information to come. Some of the staff have been in and getting their classrooms ready, and I want to say thank you to Susan and Becky and Brian. They're doing a good job custodian-wise, and the floors look pretty good, waxed, and they're still working hard to get things ready. Any of you have any questions or want me to go over anything in detail, or if I go over things in detail, I might be here a long time. Otherwise, we'll try to we will get that information out to the parents. And the middle school parents that received it today, if you have any questions, make sure we know, or let us know.
Thank you, Mr. Case. NESC?
I have nothing to report.
We had negotiations that night.
Okay. Building and grounds?
Couple of items. The elementary entrance to the playground, the exterior doors have been removed and the footings have been put in place. We have a temporary entrance that's now at the top of the steps inside the building. And tomorrow, Mike Nicky will take out the interior doors that were there so they can finish the concrete work. It will be a delay. We have those temporary doors in place. It will be a delay, probably mid-September before we can get the actual doors installed. They're like anything else where the stuff that they're ordering is 4 to 6 weeks out to get their stuff or their materials. So we'll see how that goes. And the same thing is going for all the entrances, the others that we're looking at, the business office entrance and the two at the armory. They can fabricate them as soon as they receive the supplies and materials, but that's supposed to be at the end of August before they can get that stuff. I have a bit of unfortunate news regarding some AC units in the middle school. We have 2 older AC units. One is in the science lab, I believe, and then the other's in the computer lab. They are units that have been on the playground for quite a while. In fact, one of the units, whoever did our last asphalt overlay actually poured asphalt around the shroud. You can't even get the shroud off of it. One of the units is completely non-functioning. The other one is not doing so well. They're on the ground outside the building, and the proposal is from Johnson Controls is to get similar units like we currently have in the rest of the middle school classrooms so they're rooftop units. They're very expensive. They're about $25,000 a piece. And so right now, I would say I don't know what we can do because we're not going to get them replaced before school starts, and we don't have it in the budget. Maybe we'll look at the one that's not functioning completely and see if we can't do something with that. But you guys have to kind of give the approval for something of that size and nature, especially since it's not budget. So not good news there. It's something we just learned about last week. Beyond that, buildings I think are going to be ready to go. Our custodians have done a very nice job. We've been in the hallways. Everything's shiny and clean and nice looking, and so I'm excited to see school get underway and get some kids here and see how things will go. So I appreciate what our custodians have done.
I'd just like to put in a word for the custodians too, because they've done a lot of work helping us, working with our vendors to get the supplies we need, to make sure we have the disinfectants, everything like that. So they put a lot of hard work into.
How are we sitting on those supplies? I mean, do we have?
We have stuff on hand. We still have some stuff that is back ordered, but we should have enough to get started.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all I have for buildings and grounds.
thank you, Dr. Block. Return to school plan.
We've discussed a few of the items associated with this. We really haven't made any major changes or anything. It's just been some small changes. Brianna Ogland, I've appreciated what she and Heather Gaikowski have done reviewing the certain parts for what happens if somebody gets a case as to what's, how the wording should be. That's probably been the biggest question. So what happens if there's a case? My general response to people has been, it's all going to be circumstantial in that particular situation. If we have one case, positive case in the school, it is my intent that school is going to continue to function. We will obviously follow what the Department of Health states we should do. And the way the process will work is if it's a student, I will be informed via my cell phone from the Department of Health once they know that it's a positive case. And from there, I have to put information into either a spreadsheet or some sort of a worksheet that tells them who this child is, what grade they're in, how many students are in the class, all of the information that we can provide so that they can determine the tracing that they need to. And the Department of Health is the organization that determines if you're okay to function normally as a student that may be associated with that grade, whether you've been in close contact and there might be some limitations, or whether you've been potentially exposed. We don't decide that as a school district. The Department of Health does, with the information that we can provide them. It's circumstantial. If I could give you the definite answer, I would, but we can't. I can't tell you a threshold. I don't want to determine a threshold. I want to look at the situation and deal with it as we know with the information that we have at that particular time. So, the flex learning part of it, I will send out an email to the families that will be doing that. We currently have, I think we're up to 17, 18? There are a couple more this year. We're at 17 or 18 students, K-12, that will be doing the flex learning. 18. I think it is 18 with the one that you had this afternoon. So there's 19 students, K through 12, that are going to do flex learning while school is in session. They've chosen to do the Excelis, K through 8, or the NSU e-learning and or Apex at the high school level. For those that are participating with the Excelis, I will get the accounts started on Monday the 17th. That will give them Tuesday and Wednesday to navigate that system so that by Thursday when school starts they should be able to go. That was the recommendation by Excelis, and so that's what's, it's good for me to be able to mention that tonight if anybody's listening, but I will email those families tomorrow to let them know that they really won't get any information from Excelis until Monday evening of next week. Monday afternoon, probably at the earliest. Beyond that, I don't know, are there any other questions or comments or concerns that have come up that we're not addressing in the plan?
If it's okay, let's hear from Kevin, and then we'll open up to board with whatever he had to add in on that, if that's all right, Jim.
Mike, thank you, first of all, thanks for inviting me and letting me be here. I listen to about every school board meeting. I want to make sure everything is clear so that no one's on a different page than everybody else. First of all, again, my name's Kevin Dunewald. If you don't know me, I run all the school buses. I manage them. I might clean them, take care of them, get the bugs off them. That's my job. So I just wanted to clarify with everybody what my plan is moving forward, so that way if we have any questions, we can address them. If anybody's watching or watches this later, I want to give out my cell phone number. It's 605-590-1038. Again, 605-590-1038. I say that because if you have a busing question, you should contact me. Don't contact Mr. Block, Dr. Block, he's got enough going on with other stuff. The school board, come straight to me. I have my cell phone on at all hours. I get text messages at 6 a.m. in the morning. I get text messages at midnight for kids not riding buses, all this sort. So if you send a question via text, send it at any time you want to, and if I'm awake, I'll answer it at that point. So, but know that I'm available 100% of the time. So don't think I can't be reached. I answer every time. It's a local number for Webster people, so just dial locally, okay? Okay, first off, a few notes, got that out of there. There's a lot of guidelines that I'm kind of going to throw out here tonight. Listening to Mr. Schumacher, I love the phrase, we only get one shot at this. One shot. If it goes bad, then we close school, and that's it. We don't get a chance to say, oh, well, we had a bunch of cases, now let's switch this. We don't get that opportunity of a bunch of cases. So that's why I'm trying my best to start strong and then hopefully relax as we start strong. Not to relax and then go, oh boy, I better switch a bunch of things, and then come in strong later. We're going to start strong, be safe, and work our way off with some of these regulations as we see what happens when we get all these kids together. That's my goal, 100%. So, I'm going to send out a message to every Webster parent that rides the bus. We'll get this message either from me or from a driver, because the drivers usually contact all their kids before heading into school. So, you'll hear these same things, but number one, masks will be required on the bus. Unless there's a medical condition and we need to figure something out. I've addressed a few of them already. My kid cannot wear a mask, or they can't keep it on all the time. They need fresh air. Are you okay if they pull it down and get fresh air? Yes. Number one is safety. I understand that these children are kindergartners, preschoolers, all the way up to seniors in high school. And it's going to be tough to keep the mask on 100% of the time, but I'm going to try my best, and I want the parents to try their best to do so and keep the mask on. Am I a big believer in masks? I don't know at this point. Do I go into Menards and wear a mask because they require it? Yes. Do I go into Walmart and wear a mask? Yes, because they require it. But when there's no mask requirement, I don't wear a mask. I just go in and I keep my social distance, and I don't do the things I'm not supposed to, and I go away on my day. But like I said, I want to start strong, and hopefully these masks can go away once we realize, okay, that's not a problem, okay? That's not an issue. We're doing things great. We're not having any cases. Let's start to relax a little bit. But we can't start, like I said, with relaxing and then work our way up to it, okay? That will be the same on activity buses. It is required that we wear masks to and from activities, okay? I just want to, again, start strong, work our way down. Now, number two, is temperature checks. Okay, we're not doing it when we get to school, but the temperature check will happen when the kid gets on the bus. The only reason I'm doing these two things is because we can't socially distance that great on a school bus. So the masks, I'm hoping, will help, and I'm hoping checking temperatures will also help, that no sick kids are getting on the bus and affecting a whole bus at that point. Okay, I'm following South Dakota guideline, 100.4 or above. They will not be able able to get on the bus, okay? 100.4 or above, they will not be allowed on the bus. I'm just trying to keep anything from spreading, anything from going bad on the bus, okay? I don't see the temperature check going away as quickly as the mask. I'm hoping the temperature check, everybody's good, everybody's great, come on in, no masks. I know my kids go to daycare, I got 3 of them, 2nd grade to 2 years old. I have to wear a mask when I bring them in, but all they ask me is, everybody okay? They check temperatures, everybody's okay, they let them in, and then they wear no mask all day. And they're touching things and going on, and we have not had, that's been for the past 4 months, and we have not had one case in that daycare. There's over 80 kids in that daycare, about 15 to 20 in each class. So I'm excited when I see that. So if I can follow that and temperature check, make sure everybody's feeling good, getting on the bus, that's our best step forward, okay? There will be hand sanitizer on each bus. My goal is for every kid to get 1 little shot of hand sanitizer on their hands, wipe their hands, and get on the bus. So that's my goal. And I hope it happens with every kid, but I understand some kids might be allergic to sanitizer, or this or that. There might be issues where we can't, and hopefully that's another one we can relax. But as we understand, washing hands and not touching your face is #1 for hoping to not spread this. So that's why we're having sanitizer. I have purchased gallons upon gallons upon gallons of sanitizer, so we are ready for this. Start of school. Okay, there will be assigned seating on each bus. We're going to try to keep families together. That's the goal. And like Dr. Block said, we're going to try to load the bus back to front so that kids aren't crossing paths. Now, I know that's not going to happen all the time because I am a big believer in not putting a kindergartner in the back of the bus with a bunch of 7th and 8th graders, and he's the only kindergarten of a family, and he gets on the bus first. So we're going to make things work, but we're going to do it the safe way too. I don't want a bunch of young kids in the back of the bus and a bunch of old kids in the front of the bus. I don't think that's right. I want those younger kids closer to the driver so we can keep an eye on them in that situation. So we will have assigned seating though. That way the kids are sitting in their same seats every day and they're not touching different seats and going back and forth between seats. And that's another rule I hope to relax. And because the bus is supposed to be fun. There's buses where they're supposed to meet new friends and new kids and talk about the day, what happened and what went down and all that other stuff. So I'm hoping that we don't have assigned seating in a few weeks. You know, I'm hoping we can just sit on the bus, be smart about it, and come to school or get home from school, one of the two. The buses, I have purchased sanitizer. That is a 10-second application. It has to sit on the seats for 10 seconds for it to be applied. It's a one-step process, so every morning, well not before, so every night the buses will be sanitized. That way they're ready for the morning route. And after morning route, they will be sanitized again, so they're ready for the afternoon route. That will happen every day with all buses. They will be sprayed down seats. I just went to Thunder Road, and they were kind of doing the same thing with the go-karts. They'd spray the seat down after I'd get out, the next kid would get in, it'd be sprayed down. I don't think it was 10 seconds that they were sitting there, but our buses will have 6 hours, 7 hours in between spraying them down and getting them ready for the next route. So, again, purchase gallons upon gallons of this sanitizer to be ready to disinfect the bus each time. I don't see that going away. I want to keep that policy. That should be easy. I bought all the sprayers, all the stuff I need. That should only take me 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, each bus, walk up and down it, spray it down, be ready for the next route. Same in the evening, spray it down, be ready for the morning route. So, like your weightlifting equipment, it's kind of the same thing. You wipe it down after you're done with it, and hopefully it's ready for the next person, kind of thing. One key thing, the driver will be wearing a mask, so he can put it up when the kids get on the bus, but he may again take it down when he's driving to be safe, just in case glasses, sliding around, getting in the eyes. We want the driver to be safe. So they will be wearing masks when the kids get on the bus, but may take it down. So parents out there, if the kid says, hey, the driver's not wearing a mask, well, he's pulling it down so he can be safe for or whatever. So just want to get that out there as a note. But let me again rephrase, remind, I really hope this is only the first few weeks of busing. That this is not the norm, that I don't like it as much as the next person. It's a lot of work. But know that every one of these buses has been cleaned by one man. He's 38 years old, and he does a great job of cleaning windows, cleaning floors, cleaning seats, and he cares. And I've been the only one to touch these buses. Nobody else. I've had time. I've had 5 months. And each bus takes about 3 days when you talk about washing it outside, to cleaning it on the inside, to getting it fully detailed and ready for the new year. So know that I've done everything in my power to make sure these buses are ready 100% to go day one. And we will continue to do it every day to make sure the kids are as safe as possible when coming to and from school at that point. But we want the kids on the bus. You know, I want to pick up as many kids and drop them off as possible. I think the bus is a great social environment for these kids. Now, can they be a social right away? No. You know, it's going to be tough. But that bus ride is a big part of their life, and saying good morning to their bus driver and saying good night to their bus driver, it's a big deal. And a lot of people don't realize it if they don't have kids that ride the bus, but some of these bus drivers have been driving longer than I've been alive. They've been hauling all the way from grandparents to parents to their kids to and from school for Webster School District. So it's a huge thing for a lot of these people. So know that I want to keep them safe. That's the number one goal. Bus drivers just don't fall from trees. So I need to keep them safe, and that's why a lot of these policies are put in place with the masks, the temperature checks, the sanitizing, and all of this is all for the drivers. Yes, I want to keep the kids safe as well, but I need to keep the drivers safe because they are of older age and in that criteria of can be infected easier than most. So I got to be really above and beyond on the cleanliness of the buses and everything that goes on with bus drivers and what they do every day. Every bus will get a deep clean once every 2 weeks. The great part about the CTE not using a bus this year is that Patty is now free during the day. So Patty and I can deep clean one bus per day, you know, on the inside, wipe it down really good. So that way every bus will get deep cleaned at least every other week, but it'll get sanitized after every route. But I'm talking really getting in and wiping it down and make sure we're as clean as can be. And I guarantee that there's going to be no one that does a better job than we do. Any school in South Dakota, guaranteed, will not have cleaner buses than we have. Even those guys in Clark won't have as good a bus. Hope you're watching, Dad. Anyways, so Patty not having CT, that helps me out a lot. Especially that bus going back and forth all day. We don't have that. We don't have to disinfect it, clean it, and all that stuff. It works out perfect. So I can have Patty help me out with cleaning and touch-up specialist and making sure everything's on point and everything's getting done every day at that point. We talked a little bit about activity buses, and Adam brought up a good point. When an activity bus goes to an away event, we will use that same disinfectant, that 10-second application, and when the kids go into the event, we will disinfect the bus. That way, because normally we have less kids that ride the bus home than they do to, so then they can change seats and sit farther apart from each other and socially distance again coming home. And that way instead of sitting on someone else's germs, we've disinfected or tried to disinfect, and they can pick a different seat at that point. Instead of because they're going to have assigned seating on the way there to the activity, and then they're supposed to sit in the same seat going back, but then we can readjust and really spread them out on activities if we have less kids coming home on the bus, which we normally do. So, get back to my notes. So again, mask will be required. We will check temperatures to make sure that there's not a sick kid getting on the bus. Hand sanitizer will be provided. If we can do that for every kid, I think we'll be ahead of the game. Assigned seating, hopefully back to front, but we will take in a lot of consideration on where we're putting these kids to be safe. the bus sanitized before the morning route, before the afternoon route, every day. And the drivers will be wearing masks as well, maybe pulling it down when driving. And then a deep clean on each bus at least once every 2 weeks. If you have questions, you should call me, please. If it's about wearing a mask, if it's about the cleaning process, it's about the driver, or any situation, call me. 605-590-1038. I'm open for questions. That's my phone number.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a good plan.
As a driver, I'm gonna ask the coach, once you're driving a bus, the coach has gotta be the policeman if they're jumping around once the bus is moving. So we're gonna need help from the coaching staff to enforce that policy.
And usually the coaches do a great
They
job.
do, they
I
do.
never have, if I have a problem with a kid, I just say, hey, Mr. Mines.
They're usually on it before we are, but I just wanted that.
I don't usually yell at the activity kids, I let the coach do it. I really do. I don't. They're old enough to understand, and then if the coach will make them run extra for doing something, then great.
Gentlemen, do we have any questions for Kevin or Jim in regards to the return to school plan?
Good luck.
Thank you.
I think that maybe just speaking on behalf of the board, thank you very much, Kevin. That was a great presentation. You can bring your chair up here and sit right in this spot anytime. You really put it well. Nobody here wants to be talking about COVID-19. We all wish we could be doing a regular back-to-school plan. None of us takes enjoyment out of, any of these decisions that we're making with COVID-19, but we have to make decisions that are in the best interests of the school district long-term. When you think about it, we have approximately 600 students and staff that come into this place every day, 5 days out of the week for the next 10 months. 600. It's a significant amount, and while some of these decisions are difficult, I really like how you put it with the mask, Kevin. None of us, all of us would rather not have a mask issue at all. But to protect our employees, our students, and more importantly, Larry keeps saying it every time, we want to stay in school as long as possible. We all agree that distance learning is not a goal to go back to. We want to remain here. So please be patient with us. Parents, please be patient with the staff, with their mask requirements, with the requirements with their seating, with the requirements with things that they're doing different in their classrooms. Work with us and know that hopefully, as again Mr. Duenwald put so aptly, if we start strong, maybe we can ease up later on. I think that's just important for our community to know, because we want to be here every day and graduating at some point in time in May. Is there anything else anybody else wants to add for that?
No, I think you've covered it, Tom. We're all on the same page. Let's get the kids in school and do the best we can to keep them here.
All right. If we don't have anything else, next school board meeting is
September 14th.
September 14th. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Joel. Second? Second, Aaron. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Bearcat TV.
I think that spray would work in the weight room.
That's a good question.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, I thought that.
Would it work?
So, Kevin, I'd be good in the weight room? How's it, what exactly do you have? Is it like a?
So it's a mixture, you mix it with water, it's like 4 ounces to a gallon, pre-mix. It's supposed to be a one time after, or not one time, but you don't have to, you're not supposed to wipe it or anything like that. Spray it on, it's supposed to take 10 seconds. But I'm gonna use like the weed sprayers, for mine, because I got 30 seats in each bus.
Yep.
Spray them down, and that's my goal, I guess. And then I'll wipe down the handrails and wipe down, the heavy areas that kids get on the bus, but
Like the benches?
I don't know,
Are you having a hard time finding the the product to use for this?
The toughest part is the sanitized wipes, because I'd like to have wipes for just those handrails, instead of using this spray on the handrails, I'd like to wipe. That's the only one I'm having. I can find sanitizer, hand sanitizer everywhere. I can get this spray easily